Hello, everybody, and my name is Ipopris, and today I will be reading a story I have written. I wrote a while ago and only recently wrote it down in the document that I have. Most of these, most of these stories written down in. Um, if if the volume changes a bit, or if you hear a little bit of weird sound quality, that's because I am trying out different ways of speaking into a microphone. Usually I just do it with my phone. And the last video I recorded, because I recorded the Paw Prints video right before this one, I wore my earbuds normally. Now I'm holding the microphone just up to my face pretty much. So, let me know which one you guys like better, and I'll probably just stick with that. Anyway, that is enough ado. And this is How I Wonder What You Are. I work in an observatory, and my job is to analyze emissions from stars. That means light, radio, gamma, the whole kit and caboodle, really. So one day I didn't have much of anything to do. So I brought up the radio emissions of one of the stars we've been observing and zoomed out on it so I can see all at once. Now I'm familiar with audio and how certain sounds look as a waveform. Let me tell you about screams. In audio, screams of people start at their peak and die down over the course of the sound. They also tend to have a rough waveform, so you can tell a scream by the waveform easy, if you know what to look for, that is. So when I looked at this star's lifetime emissions in waveform, I was surprised to see the similarity in roughness, and when I sped it up and listened to it as audio, it kind of sounded like one. I showed the intern and he laughed it off, but I could tell it freaked him out a bit. And Jenna dismissed it, saying, "Yeah, of course it looks and sounds like a scream. That's how stars work, anyway." Which is true. Stars form slowly, so the signals they emit don't exactly look like a scream. Later, I was looking through images of stars, both living and dead, and noticed one of these images, and the region upon observed didn't match. There was a star not captured in the image. The issue is, that image had been taken about 2 days ago, and analyzing the star's light, I found a discrepancy. The star was only old enough to have fused lithium, but spectrometry revealed it to contain more than trace amounts of carbon, nitrogen, and somehow iron. I would like to say there's totally an explanation, and I hope there is because I don't have one. But I think when we die, we become stars. And that's what hell is. Because I don't have another explanation. And I don't plan on telling anyone, other than leaving this here. Now, I certainly hope you enjoyed that story. Okay, if I keep using this method, I'm gonna have to get better at holding it and, keeping it at a consistent distance. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably listen to the audio a bit, but whenever I did, my test intro with it, it almost sounded like ASMR. That's not really the vibe I'm going for on this channel. But, yeah. I'm not completely sure what story out of here I'm going to read next. However, I do think that it would not be a really bad idea if I were to read off to you guys the names of all of these. So, the ones I've written so far, there's Hole Punched, Dogman, Void, Chromatic Aberration, Living Monolith, Split Ends, Eternal Burial. Not that one. How I Wonder What You Are has already been read. Unimaginable Grief, Paradise Lost. Dark, Darker, Yet Darker, which already read on this channel. Complete Isolation, Freeze Over, Unattainable Wrath. Red Garden, Where Is Everything, Gentle Fading. The Charming Sickness, The Shifty-Eyed Monkey, The Battle of Yebarsoth, and Waking Dream. Now, I'm not reading these off to say, you guys have to pick from these, the ones I've written. No, I will absolutely read a Backrooms document. Reading a Backrooms document just takes more effort. Not like when it comes to reading, these definitely take more effort with reading, because I have to really go with the tone. But the Backrooms, I just have to have a whole bunch of images. So these are quicker to do, and I write them, so you know, I get to be a show off. But yeah, if you guys want me to read one of those next, just tell me in the comments. That's all you need to do. Or if you have something completely different, that's completely fine. I am 100% alright with that. But I think that's enough of that. So, if you like this video, you can comment, like. If you like, it'll send it to your likes playlist, so you can go back to the video later, if you so desire. One thing you can do with videos you come back to on the likes playlist often is you can re-like them every so often, just so they stay near the top. You can also comment, you know. Commenting always helps. Really, I'm biased towards that because I like reading comments. I like hearing what people have to say. Let's see. You can turn on the notification bell and you can subscribe. Don't know if I already said one of those or not. But I think it's important to mention because it boosts it in your algorithm. You'll see more of my videos. If YouTube deigns it to be that way. And if not, well, I guess you won't see very many of my videos. I don't know what to tell you there, Buster. But also, if you didn't like the video, you can comment, tell me what I did wrong, or just tell me I'm a horrible person. I'll read both, really. Listen, I believe in freedom of speech, okay? I will not delete your comment. I don't care if it insults me. So, I mean, YouTube might, but let's be honest, YouTube doesn't care. You can dislike the video. You can click not interested if one of my videos appears in your recommended, or you can just tell YouTube to not recommend my channel to you. And I think that's all. I mean, I think, like, maybe you get a little absurdity later, but I'm not feeling very absurd. Alright. But I think that's enough of that, I guess. But I have been iPoppers, and until next time, bye-bye.